Welcome to CooLife Podcast, brought to you by therealthingdating.com. www.therealthingdating.com.
Polydor Records for out scouting. This girl grabbed my bangs and ran my head right into the speaker.
Oh.
And everyone heard like this. Yeah.
When we shot the scene in Good Will Hunting, I didn't know who most of these people were at the time. I mean, they weren't stars. It was Gus Van Sant that directed it. Gus Van Sant was on the floor with Matt Damon's character. I didn't even know who Matt Damon was at that time.
I'm Eva John. I'm a former candidate for local government. I was a children's television entertainer, and I love this world, and I believe we should take care of each other and have a lot of fun along the way. Welcome to CooLife. Here we go. Welcome to CooLife Podcast. I'm Eva John. Today we're having laptop talk with IKO computers. And I appreciate your time and your attention. I'm so glad to have you here because I actually have received some messages, just general questions about laptops and computers. And now I can present some of them for you. And first off, can you tell me, have laptop prices started to drop post-pandemic?
I don't think so. As you know, most things we have today, most things we have, the prices are going up. I don't see the price of laptops coming down anytime soon. The only few laptops you have, like the price a little bit cheaper than before the pandemic. Those Chromebooks, which are mainly made for the younger ones. Okay. And generally the price is not coming down.
The younger ones,
the younger ones, the prices are not coming down. Okay. They're kind of stable, but just a little bit increase on the prices.
I get that, and it's a shifting economy, and there's some things that depends on where you go, or special offers are being presented, and it's a little different. When we see different types of laptops come out, and they have different improvements, different upgrades, or different updates, does that happen like in batches, or does that come out each year that the updates are made?
It depends on the company you're dealing with. When I say company, I'm talking about the companies that manufacture the hardware, right? That's inside almost all the laptops, because there are only a few companies that manufacture the laptop parts.
So just saying that, laptop improvements and the different years and the different batches, like, do we see that improvement every year, or does it come out in batches every couple of years?
No, not really. There is improvement, yes, mostly on the CPU side, on the memory side. When I say memory, I mean RAM. On the hard drive side, because the old hard drive, which was the one with the mini disk inside, is that one is kind of being wiped out right now. We now have the one they call M.2 SS NVMe hard drive and the regular 2.5 SSD hard drive. Those are one that are invoked right now. But when it comes to the commodity batches, no, it depends on which company you're dealing with.
Right.
Some companies like to come out with new items every 5, 6, 7, 8 months, sometimes a year. Wow. When it comes to like something like CPU, usually that one takes about 2 or 3 years, and it depends on the company you're dealing with too, because it's just like what happened to BlackBerry back in the day, if you remember. Because it took them a long period of time for them to come out with their next product. People kind of went away from their product. So companies tend to not to stay too long before they come out with a newer products. Right. Mostly when it comes to CPU, memory, which is the RAM, might last a little bit more years, but the CPUs, they tend to update from time to time.
Okay. So then does that mean laptops that we're seeing today, are they very different from the laptops that were out 2 years ago?
Not a big difference depending on what you're using it for. Definitely the CPU is a little bit better, faster, and use less resources.
Right.
I don't know if you're going to be asking this question, whether the batteries are different. Most batteries right now, going further down 2 years, has been changed to like internal battery as opposed to the external battery we used to have at the back of the laptops back in the day. So there's a general improvement on many aspects of the laptops we have these days as compared to 2 years ago. As you know, life is always evolving.
Yeah.
So laptops or technology that we involve with it as well.
Right. Well, if it's an internal battery, because if someone had the external battery, had a problem with it, you switch out the battery, you go running crying to Ike, and you say, Ike, I need another battery. But if it's internal, does that mean the whole laptop has to go?
Not really. 100% of the time you can't change a battery, but the downsides to an internal battery is because of the chemical that is inside the battery, they tend to swell up over time. It doesn't matter what brand you go with. Definitely someday there's going to be that swelling inside the laptop. Wow. It can be changed, but it became a little bit more difficult as compared to back in the day when you just open, click one or couple of buttons and your battery falls out and you change it yourself. I mean, you could do that yourself at home. But the kind of batteries we have right now, the way they make the laptops right now, is a little bit more technical for the home consumers to remove those batteries. Sometimes you're going to need a technician like us.
Oh, okay. Interesting. But, still, I personally think that I'd go running to someone like you long before I'd try to figure any of that out. But thank you for explaining that. Now, we know that a lot of differences in laptop use can make a decision or can help you to make the decision on what type of laptop you want to use. So can you tell me what's the difference between the kind of laptop I would get versus a gaming laptop?
The number one thing is depending on what you're going to use it for. And that will be your decision. But at the same time, if you go to mostly little computer stores, retail shops, and you meet an honest human being, and you explain to them exactly what you're going to use that laptop for, they will be able to help you and let you know which one will be appropriate for you. But if you're just a regular home user, or even if you play some little games, those online games, you can use a regular laptop for that. But at the same time, you got to be careful of what kind of hard drive you have in there, if it's SSD or regular drive, or if it's what kind of the amount of memory you have. But when it comes to gaming laptops right now, that depends on if you are a gamer, definitely you're going to need a gaming laptop because there are some games you want to play on a gaming laptop that the regular consumer laptop cannot handle. And you have to weigh that ahead of time before you make your purchase. But if you want to game and you're one of those people that does design, video editing and what have you, you're going to have to go with a gaming laptop.
Okay. And the gaming laptop, then if someone says, okay, gaming means a lot to me, I'm more than just a hobbyist, and are they looking at like something that's got a lot more cost involved?
Definitely. It costs a little bit, not a little bit more, way more to produce them. And the hardware in there are more sophisticated than what you have in the regular consumer systems. Definitely, they're going to charge you more. We're not talking about a couple of hundreds or three. We're talking about more. Most gaming laptops, they say if you're going to get a used laptop or a refurbished laptop, you're looking at $1,000 or more.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's good to know. I'll try to maybe keep my gaming instinct in check. For a laptop, because you mentioned refurbished or used, if it's a used or refurbished laptop, does it have enough wear and tear on it that it will affect the life of that laptop?
Yes and no. The difference is, what I mean by that is, it's not like cars that run mileage. It doesn't have tires and those things. The major things inside the laptop are the hard drive. If the hard drive is good and the RAM is excellent, the motherboard is okay. It doesn't matter whether it's a used or new laptop. But the advantage of getting a refurbished or used laptop is at least you saving yourself more than a couple of $100 depending on what you're going with. You understand? So it really doesn't matter. Like I go back to the statement I made earlier, that if you meet an honest person, I would deal with you honestly. If you come to my store, you tell me exactly what you're going to use the laptop for. I'll tell you exact laptop that will fit your need.
Okay. And it's good to know because, if you're saying prices are not going down, which I guess some people were hoping that prices would be going down now that we've kind of gone through most of the really bad supply chain issues and so on. But if price is an issue, it's nice to know that getting a used or refurbished laptop isn't going to diminish your experience with that laptop, quite possibly.
But at the same time, if you have enough money to spend or to burn, you can buy a brand new laptop.
Right.
Because brand new laptop, if you know, come with a more warranty than the refurbished laptops. Most stores will give you a 1 month warranty on the refurbished or used laptop.
Right.
Like in my store, I give 3 months. But if you get it in a brand new one, there are some few exceptions. You get a 1 year warranty. The few exceptions mean there are a couple of laptops here and there, depending on the company you deal with, that can give you 2-3 years warranty.
It's nice that's available if you are dealing with having a warranty. And we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with more laptop talk with Ike and IKO Computers at CooLife Podcast. Those lonely days of lockdowns and isolation are gone for good. Go to www.therealthingdating.com. That's www.therealthingdating.com. It's time to share. Share your time, share your life, share your love. www.therealthingdating.com. Join for free. Upgrade at any time, starting at just $5.99 a month. www.therealthingdating.com. Because it's time. You're listening to the CooLife Podcast. We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back at CooLife Podcast for more laptop talk with IKO Computers. Over time, use of a laptop. Now, does cleaning and caring for your laptop with those cleaning kits, does that really extend the life of a laptop?
It does, because whether you use a laptop or desktop, it collects dust. Over time, the dust become accumulated around the exhaust in the laptop and the fan. So constant cleaning of those areas will let the laptop breathe easy. Because if you don't clean it from time to time, you might have a heating problem. Now, when you have a heating problem, it leads to your computer freezing from time to time. So it's always good to clean it out regularly. Whenever you have time, if you cannot do it at home, you take it to an expert or that is trained in doing that kind of thing and let them take care of it for you.
So if someone goes out and gets one of those laptop cleaning kits, what should they be looking for? If you go out and get a laptop cleaning kit, then you see what's in there that is important to make sure you can clean out those exhaust areas and fans.
It's just the dust.
Okay.
I don't think there's any other thing in there to clean out. Even if the motherboard is dusty, it's okay. But it's just the exhaust area of it that need to be cleaned out so the laptop can breathe easily. It's just like me and you. If you're not breathing properly, I don't think this is that will be going nice. You understand? So the laptop need to breathe just like a regular human being.
Okay.
Okay, we just have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just remember, my laptop needs to breathe. I think I might schedule something with you pretty soon. Okay. Keep my laptop breathing. Now, and I know people eat meals, snacks over the laptops all the time, and you get crumbs and food particles into the laptop. What kind of damage or result comes from getting food particles in there?
You asked a very, very important question. If you have a laptop, you're not supposed to eat around it. You're not supposed to drink around it. If your laptop is in the corner over there, make sure your water or your liquid is at least 5-6 feet away, because it doesn't matter how careful you are, it's gonna get in one day. Okay, those things in the end, you might end up damaging the motherboard. If it's a liquid, mostly if it's a sticky liquid, you're gonna end up damaging the motherboard. The keyboard. Sometimes the keyboard becomes sticky.
Right.
Understand? So when you bridge all those components inside when you pull, if there's a liquid in there and you pour, you turn on the laptop and you bridge all those components together, then there's gonna be a breach somewhere. on the laptop. It can be fixed, but it takes time, and it takes somebody that's really an expert that have the proper machine to fix those. It can be fixed, but you don't want to spend that money at the same time.
Right. I guess if it's avoidable.
Exactly. It's avoidable. You want to keep it nice and clean all the time. Just in case, if you don't need a laptop tomorrow, it will be easier for you to sell if the laptop is as clean as when you got it. Right. And you get like more money back for it at the same time.
Okay. So you've heard it from Ike. Stop eating snacks over your laptop. Okay. Point final.
That's right.
Now, in a household where someone has pets, dogs and cats, and there's fur and dander from these pets, does that make any wear and tear on your laptop? Will your laptop last longer in a household where there's no pets?
Oh, for sure. But this takes us back to what we were discussing before about the cleaning. Right. So when you have a pet at home, definitely you're going to have paws that goes inside the laptop. We see that almost every week. Oh, okay. That's why you have to clean it regularly. But definitely you're right. A pet-free home, your laptop will last longer in a pet-free home. I am not telling anybody not to get a pet. I'm just saying your laptop will last longer in a pet-free environment. Wow.
Because there's definitely something about cats and laptops. At every chance they get, maybe it's just the warmth coming up from under the keyboard, but I've seen more than one cat video with cats curling up right on top of the laptop for a nap.
Exactly. You got to watch out for them not removing the keys now, or damaging the keys on the keyboard. Because they take off the key and there's a plastic underneath there. Sometimes they like to scratch that off. So we see that all the time as well. But you got to be careful when you have a pet at home, and from there you know how to take off your laptop.
Wow, good to know. Now, I wonder, for all the different types of laptops and all the brands, and guess knowing what those internal processors really are, do you have a laptop that you favor, that you think has really got it going on, maybe a top one or two?
Not really, because only a few companies in the world manufacture the different parts inside the laptops, inside these computers actually. Just few of them. So basically you have different names, but the manufacturer of everything inside those laptops are all manufactured by the same company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Understand? So they all use the same component. But if you want me to tell you my preference will be ThinkPad, the T-Series IBM ThinkPad, which was bought over by Lenovo. So they now call it Lenovo ThinkPad, the T-Series. Those are the best laptops to get. IBM was the pioneer from back in the day. So their system tend to be very, very rugged.
That's good to know. A nice little tip on what to look out for recommended laptop.
I need to say one more thing. Most people don't like Lenovo ThinkPad because of the color. The color seems to be the same. You buy a new one today, it looks like a laptop that was manufactured 20, 30 years ago, because they tend to stay black.
Right.
Really, the manufacturer really don't care, but I think that's their unique way of marketing their stuff. I don't know, but most people that have used that product will never love use different products.
Really? Okay.
That's right. Thank you, ma'am.
They have your vote of confidence. Well, can you tell me, for your different uses, what kind of laptop do you actually use these days?
You're gonna be surprised. I'm not saying people shouldn't get a laptop. I'm not a fan of laptop. Oh. I have been in the computer business for 20-something years now, and I never had a laptop. I sell laptops, I fix laptops, I always use desktop, because I'm one of those people, I don't want my laptop to be there and here and take it to the bedroom or whatever, what have you. I always have desktop in my house. I sit comfortably on my table. When I'm done, I get up and I don't want it to go with me to the bedroom or here and there. And for my kids, they all use desktop. I never had a laptop.
Interesting.
But if I have a business I want to do outside, which I don't, like the real estate agent, they better off getting a laptop. You understand my point?
Yes. Yeah, that portability of using that laptop.
That's right.
It's good to know. Right now, we're going to take a break, and then we'll talk about our sponsors and supporters. We'll be back for more laptop talk on CooLife Podcast with Ike at IKO Computers. Those lonely days of lockdowns and isolation are gone for good. Go to www.therealthingdating.com. That's www.therealthingdating.com. It's time to share. Share your time, share your life, share your love. www.therealthingdating.com. Join for free. Upgrade at any time, starting at just $5.99 a month. www.therealthingdating.com. Because it's time. This is CooLife Podcast. Please remember to subscribe to CooLife on your streaming service and on YouTube as Hellenique Today. That's HELENIQUE Today. Because that helps us to bring more cool stuff to your ears. You're listening to the CooLife Podcast. We'll be right back. And we are here at CooLife Podcast. I'm Eva John, having laptop talk with IKO Computers. And for this continuing conversation, Ike, can you tell me, what can a person do to improve the battery life on a laptop?
Oh, that is really simple. Do not overcharge your laptop. When you charge your laptop to 100%, unplug it. When the battery power is low, plug it back in. Continuous overcharge reduce the lifespan of the battery.
Oh.
Secondly, if you know you're not going to use your laptop for an extended period of time, you have to unplug the battery from the motherboard. But if the battery fully drained out, that will be the end of that battery. So it's always about, if you're not going to use your battery over time, your laptop over time, you have to unplug. If you know how to do that, unplug the battery. We're talking about a month or 2 or 3, so that the battery doesn't drain out.
Right.
As for me as a dealer, I have some laptops here right now. I have about maybe 10, 15 pieces. I have to replace the battery because they've been plugged in over time. And secondly, if you know you're not going to use your laptop for a very, very long time, it is nice, and it will be nice and wise for you to charge it from time to time, even though you're not using it. Even though the charge is just for 5, 10, 20 minutes, at least it's getting continuous charge.
Yeah.
You understand? So
that's big.
Oh, it is big. If you don't keep overcharging it, you overcharge it, it's not going to last long. I just did one for a customer just now because she says she always have it plugged in. The battery lasted for 2-3 months.
Right. Oh,
I just changed it for her, and I advised her what to do next time. And luckily for her, she used her laptop every day.
Right.
But
for the rest of us falling asleep when we've done battery recharging.
See, we're probably going to get, I have a few more things to say about that. We're probably going to get into that later.
Oh boy. Now tell me that every now and then we'll hear about, as you mentioned earlier, laptop having motherboard issues, and that's usually that's a death sentence. Like, what can a person do? Is there some kind of maintenance that we should do that you can avoid motherboard issues?
Other than cleaning out the exhaust area of the laptop so the laptop can breathe easily, so that there is no overheat on the motherboard, and avoid a liquid damage on your laptop. Those two things.
Okay.
Would extend the life of that laptop.
Right.
And there's just one more thing: do not drop it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the number one problem we tend to see with laptops, from my experience, is liquid damage. Okay. Number 2 is dropping it.
Right. So I'll keep that in mind. Now, you were saying that you use a PC. And in the early days of laptop, it really was meant for you're on the run, you're going to a conference, you've got a big meeting somewhere. It wasn't an everyday, all-day use type of an item, but a lot of people use their laptops that way. Now, is this type of use actually wearing down a laptop? Is it really still just made for the sometimes use?
Remember back in the day, when computer came out, it was very expensive. Even desktop was expensive. Right. And laptop was more on the more expensive end than desktop. So most of us back then couldn't afford a laptop.
That's true.
So exactly, and we used to have something in our regular PC or desktop that we call clone that we used to build ourselves. That was a little bit cheaper than the brand name you buy like Dell and HP and Compaq and Toshiba we had back in the day. So that is why laptop wasn't popular. And if you look at the society these days, things are changing.
Right.
Technologically wise, things are changing. So more businesses are more on the road now than what we used to have back in the day. Like most in the offices, things have changed. So everybody now tend to, and the price of laptops has dropped significantly over the years.
Right.
So now more people cannot afford laptops as compared. I remember when I bought my first PC back in the day, it was a Pentium 1. I paid like $2,500 for it with the monitor, and the monitor was about 12 inches. Compared to now, if I go get a computer of 2,500 now, I'm probably getting one of the best out there with a good CPU and good memory.
Right. Yeah.
That's basically the difference.
That's a big change in the industry so far. And I mean, I know you've been here for a very long time and you know what you're talking about. And I wonder, what brought you into your work on technology and laptops and computers? So you've had a lot of knowledge and experience in computers and laptops and technology. What brought you into this industry?
I don't know. If I say this, you're probably going to laugh. Years ago, maybe 26, 27 years ago, I knew nothing about computers. Nothing, not even what memory is, what hard drive is. I got no clue. So there was a day I went to my mechanic shop. So on the front end of his shop, there used to be a little computer store. So whenever I go there, the little computer, the guy that runs the computer store comes to the back of the shop, and they'll start speaking this language. I'm like, oh, what the heck are they talking about? What the heck does this mean? Hard drive, this. They talk about all kinds of, computer language. I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to get myself into this. I got to do it. But initially, when I started, I didn't go into computer engineering. Actually, I did computer software engineer. Then, because that was a good area of computer at that time, computer programming, but I love to mingle with people. So I decided to, over the next few years, I decided to switch to engineering aspect of it, because with engineering and retail shop now, I get to talk to different people every day, as opposed to working in the programming field where you just work in a little cubicle with a bunch of other people. Then you don't get to see different people every day. So to be sincere with you, just knowing the basics of the computer is what made me really get into the computer technology.
Amazing.
And I went in and I'm like, okay, this thing is good.
Yeah. So, definite self-starter. That's
exactly. Being from a business family, I'm like, you know what? I can take this computer business seriously and open my own location.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I started.
In that amount of time too, your knowledge and your abilities have continued to grow exponentially. Your contribution and assistance to people in business, to individuals, gamers, everything has been outstanding. And I've had the opportunity of having personally having some support from your business, and I'm really grateful for your knowledge. And
thank you.
It's amazing.
Same here.
A lot to learn from you. And that's the end of our part 1 of our laptop talk with IKE at IKO Computers. We're going to continue with part 2, so keep an eye out for that upload. For now, I'm Eva John for CooLife Podcast. Bye. And that was our show. Thank you for listening to the very end. Please remember to subscribe through your streaming service to get more access to our guest interviews. Also, please subscribe on YouTube to help support our podcast. Until next time, I'm Eva John for CooLife Podcast. Thank you for turning me on.